I've been investing since the beginning of FIFA 22, and a few weeks back I shared the investments that I made with SBC fodder right at the beginning and how well it worked out for me despite it not being my #1 investment. Today I'm showing you all my team of the weeks and all my special card investments that I made and how you could do the exact same thing going forward. Before I do get into the video, if you're looking to skip investing and just get to the point of where you have coins into your account, then there's no better place than Mule Factory. Head over there to get yourself some cheap and fast FIFA 22 coins which are completely reliable, and if you use Fnatic5 at checkout, you'll also get yourself a 5% discount. Link can be found in the description down below. Getting back into the video, right at the beginning of FIFA 22, I said what my long-term investment plans were. I said that every single week I'll be investing into special cards valued anywhere between 10k to 20k, with my main focus being on the top 5 major leagues, being Premier League, Liga 1, Serie A, Bundesliga and La Liga. I did also look at players being 83 rated and above that didn't fit within these leagues as long as they were relatively cheap, and if there was any low rated cheap players valued anywhere between 10 to 12k that didn't play within those top 5 major leagues, I would also buy them. I bought one of every player every single week and just stored them to my club. And this really didn't take too much time and it didn't take an incredible amount of coins. Every single week I would play matches and I would trade. And in that week, if I was able to make, say, about 100,000 coins in profit, I would use about 50,000 coins to buy into some of these investments. And the buying process was extremely simple. It only took me about 5 to 10 minutes depending how many players I was looking to go for. I didn't actually bid on these players to try and get them below market, I just bought the cheapest one that was already listed, stored that to my club and waited. How long you wait all depends on what happens. You're either waiting for them to gradually increase over price as they become rare on the market, or you're hoping for an SBC release which forces Team of the Week or even any of the other special cards up in price. And even though since the release of FIFA 22 there hasn't been anything too crazy that's made the market increase, there have been a few instances where players have increased by quite a considerable amount. And as we do have Black Friday fast approaching, with there potentially being a massive market crash alongside it, I thought it would be a good idea to sell some of these players. On screen right now, you are seeing me go through my club and actually list a lot of these players. Some of these players were included within investment videos right at the beginning, so you was able to see when I first bought them to now where we sell them off. And they all vary in price for how much I bought them for, how much I sold them for, and how much profit I managed to get in the middle. I won't be going through every single one of these players, but we can go through a few just to give you a rough idea. I bought Yassine Bounou for 10,500 coins, sold him for 20,000. With Edin Dzeko, I bought him for 10,750, sold him 15,500. With Hradecky, I bought him at 13,000, sold him at 18,750. With Fofana, I bought him at 10,500, sold him 15,750. With One-to-Watch Correa, I bought him at 13,500, sold him for 38,000 coins. With One-to-Watch Konate, I bought him at 12,000 coins, sold him for 25,250. And with One-to-Watch Dumfries, I bought him at 12,500 and sold him at 19,500. Now, just from these 7 players, I made 70,000 coins profit before EA tax. Once you include EA tax, this of course is slightly less. But remember, these aren't all the players. These are 7 deals to show what can be achieved. And it's a mix of informs and One-to-Watch players, which were bought at different prices. Some got upgrades, some didn't, and some of the inform players were bought within different weeks. I listed another 16 players on top of this, being 23 in total, all given similar profits. Not as much as what we got for One-to-Watch Correa, who gave me an insane amount, but we was getting about 3 to 10,000 coins profit per trade. There's also been a few players who I've sold way before this, but there was no point doing a video because I was only selling 1 or 2 players per week. And these players gave me a much higher profit because they increased by so much. I decided to sell them at that point rather than trying to sell them as part of this batch. Some good examples of this, and unfortunately I haven't got the footage of it, but if you go back to some of my previous videos, you can actually see me buying into these players. We had One-to-Watch Alaba, who did get an inform to be an 86 rated player, so I decided with the amount of hype around him, I wanted to sell him off. With one to watch Daniel Malin, who all of a sudden got hyped up. He didn't get an inform, but because of Discord and TikTok traders, I decided to actually sell him off as well. We also got Inform Benzema, who I did actually have within my main team. If you tune into the live streams, you was able to see him. I did decide to change my team, and unfortunately he just didn't fit. But instead of selling him off at that point, I decided to keep him and save him as an investment. He then increased by a massive amount, and that's when I decided to sell him on. And then there was also a few other team of the weeks which gave me about 7,000 coins plus due to being needed for SBCs, or all of a sudden there was demand for them for whatever reason. We also need to remember that there's been an insane amount of market crashes since the beginning. Whilst every other rare player within the game has dropped in value by a considerable amount, these cards have either stayed the same or they've increased. I probably have about 1 million coins within these different special cards within my current club, some as investments and some within players that I've bought for my team. And with that 1 million coins right at the beginning, I could have bought a Messi, I could have bought Ronaldo, I could have bought an Mbappe. But if I put those coins within these players, I would have lost quite a bit. Messi has gone from 800k to 400k, Cristiano Ronaldo has gone from 1.5 million to 600k, and Mbappe has been the best player out of all of them, somewhat holding his value but still going from 1.4 million down to a million. I'm now in a position where I could sell these players and I could actually go and buy at least one of these players, possibly even two. They've worked as a perfect store of value, either holding their price or even slightly going up. And as said, this is not all my special cards. I still have another 45 special cards in the club as investments. The reason I didn't sell them within this video is because about 15 are recent purchases, as in I bought them within this current team of the week or within the previous two teams. And they haven't had time to increase. The other 30 players have increased, but it's only been about 1 to 2,000 coins, and I kind of want to hold off a bit longer in hopes that they'll either go up or an SBC releases, which I can use as they're the cheap version of the players. With all of this and actually getting towards the end of this video, I guess you're wondering why I'm saying all of this. Surely you can no longer invest in these players as they were first released weeks ago, and yes, this is true. You can't buy these specific players, but you can still use new Team of the Weeks and other promos as they first get released. I did sell a good portion of my special cards in my club, and the reason was because of the Black Friday event. There's a good chance we're going to see a massive market crash as we do every year, but there's also a chance that EA releases an SBC that requires informs and makes them go up. These are two completely different scenarios which we have no idea how it's going to play out, so the smart idea is to hedge your bets. The 23 players that I sold within this video are the ones that have increased the most within my club. I claim the profit now, and with the players that I still have within my club, they can stay there. If they go up over Black Friday, awesome, I made even more coins. If they stay the same or even go down, that's perfectly fine. I bought them at their minimum and they'll most likely go up after Black Friday. And not to mention that I'm already in profit because I sold the 23 players, which gave me a very good return. If you've been doing what I've been doing since the beginning, it's a good idea to sell off some of your players, especially if you've already made a very good amount of coins out of them. There's nothing wrong with taking profit, that's a good thing. And with the coins that I've managed to get from all of these trades, I'll be looking to buy into more special cards. I'll be looking into other Team of the Week players and other special cards within the future as new promos get released all the way through the end of November, all the way through December, and I'll probably do a sell-off just before Team of the Year. This will not make you a millionaire overnight. You may have to wait a couple weeks, maybe even a couple months before you sell these players. And even then, you're probably only going to be making on average anywhere between 3,000 coins to 10,000 coins. But remember, I'm not putting all my coins into this. The majority of my coins is used for trading, but at times I can't trade. There's days where I just can't be bothered and I'm not motivated. And this is why I use a percentage of my account value to go into Team of the Week or other special cards as investments. Because it's no longer me trying to work for coins, it's now my coins are now working for me. And in this case, it's worked out extremely well for me not really having to do anything. And I recommend, no matter what type of player you are, for you to do the exact same thing. You can still have your main team which you play with, and you can put the majority of your coins into that if you play a lot of games. If you're into trading, you can still have a coin balance for you to trade, but just put a few extra coins or a percentage of your account value into a few investments. These investments like this or the SBC fodder could be long-term investments, or you could be looking at other types of short-term investments which may bring a bit more risk. But either way you look at it, it's just a smart idea for you to do something like this where you do invest into these types of players because they're likely to go up in price as you've seen within this video. But even if they don't, and let's just say they go down by 1,000 coins or even just hold their value, the rest of the market is crashing so much harder than anything else that this is still a good investment. You can still buy more with your coins than what you was able to do before. Very similar to what I said within this video where I was looking at either Messi, Ronaldo or Mbappe right at the beginning. Instead, put those coins into different types of investments, and now I could very easily afford these players because of how much they've dropped by, and I didn't even need these investments to go up. Even if they stayed the same, I could still be able to buy Messi and Ronaldo, whereas before I was probably only able just to get one. But these players have also gone up, which means I can buy slightly more. Anyway guys, this is just some simple investing that you can do on a week by week basis, and I promise you in the long term this is going to pay off for you massively. If you do have any questions about anything, then please feel free to leave them in the comment section down below. Anyway guys, I hope you guys did enjoy. If you did enjoy, don't forget to leave a like and subscribe. But for now, I'm going to see ya.